Welcome back to the Two Guys, Two Seamen Podcast. We are on episode 69.
Nice.
Yes, we are grown men and we are still children. So 69, baby. Update on.
Sweet episode.
What'd you say?
It's gonna be a sweet episode.
Yes. NBA updates as far as the playoffs go. A lot of things have happened in the last 24, 48 hours as far as news for the NBA, and then a couple other sports, short things to get to, and that'll be it. Celtics dropped tonight. Series tie 1-1 against Cleveland. It's
We said they were gonna have one of these games, or if they had one of these games, and we had a bet off night, very off night. So
just like against Miami, you know, you had that one. Was that game 2 as well?
yeah, yeah.
No, okay, all right.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was because we won. Yeah, it was 1-1 because everyone was talking like Miami was gonna reverse sweep us.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. They
proved
obviously don't know basketball.
Yeah, we scored an average of. We won by an average of 22 points a game after that.
Yeah.
So you're saying they just needed to get this loss out of the way, and now they're gonna wake.
I don't know why they keep doing it. They keep doing it. I don't stop. Just blow them out. Just fucking stop shooting very poorly. That was just bad shooting. Just bad shooting. That's all it is.
Old adage in the NBA, rebounds equals rings. That's an old Pat Riley saying. And if you win the rebounds, you win rings. And but nowadays, you live and die by the three. That's just what happens.
Yep.
And it was a slow death tonight by the three for Boston. Game 3 is Saturday night, 8:30 on ABC in Cleveland.
Can't wait.
Speaking of teams that forgot how to play basketball, at least you haven't looked this bad, Chad, in the Nuggets and Timberwolves. The Nuggets look like absolute dog shit. I mean, just I don't know if it's. I think it. Me personally, I think it's more of how great Minnesota's been as opposed to how bad Denver's been.
They can't get a shot off. They can't get a good shot off. They are always in their face, ready to contest, and like, I don't know. I cannot see the Wolves losing 4 games after this. Like, they're just too good.
In 4 games, 3 of them would have to be in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances of that happening, I mean, I don't know. But I saw on Get Up yesterday morning that they were comparing this Wolves team to the 2020 Lakers team with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, and you know, KCP was on that team, led by a veteran Rondo. And Timberwolves, big guys, Cat, Gobert, led by a veteran point guard in Mike Conley. You know, and then you have, you know, LeBron and Anthony Edwards. You know, it's kind of a wash. So, you know, kind of an interesting comparison. Just a big athletic team. You know, and that's what beats Denver. Big and athletic, and that's what Minnesota is. And they have just dominated, and Anthony Edwards he has arrived.
Who would win in a series, final series, Lakers between the Wolves, even though they can't be in the finals? I know they can't. Conference finals.
2020 Lakers
versus this Wolves team right now that's absolutely dominating what was considered to be the best team in the West, and they were the second favorite to win the finals.
So, if people don't remember this, Lakers were the 1 seed in that playoffs.
In the bubble.
Yes, but they were the 1 seed throughout the regular season before COVID. So, just got to throw that out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can. You can
and
throw it all. You can throw all you
I don't know.
want.
You got to look at it. The matchups. Okay, so back then, LeBron and Anthony Edwards, statistically, that's a wash. You got to take them out. They cancel each other out. Cat against AD, you got to cancel them out. Now what?
Gobert.
Now it's Gobert and Dwight Howard.
Gobert on defense is one of the best defenders in the league.
I agree. But people forget Dwight Howard shut Jokic down. Shut him down. And always has, actually, not just that year, but always. Dwight Howard has always shut Jokic down. So, and Jokic is obviously one of one, talent-wise.
Not really a Jokic.
Exactly.
He's more of a defensive guy.
Right.
So, like when you get guys traveling, going in the lane, Gobert's gonna block the shit out of them.
I don't know, man. To be honest,
toss up.
7. It would go 7. I don't know who would end up coming out on top. Who has home court?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what it would come down to, I think. That would be an interesting matchup, though. You actually could do it on 2K if you wanted. Could do a 7-game series with that. You'd have to go back and get those players on the Lakers, but that would be a fun matchup. But what ifs?
Yep.
We were talking about officiating before we started tonight, and officiating has been awful throughout the playoffs, just awful. But
how
not
you like it.
Yeah, not more so than in the Knicks Pacers matchup. This has been 2 games of just garbage officiating. Knicks won both games, but it took a lot of help from some bad calls against the Pacers in both games at the end.
It's like the refs are trying to will the Knicks to go to the championship, conference championship. So it's Boston versus New York. Big,
right?
Big market teams. Like historic teams, historic rivalries. Mm-hmm. It's like they're trying to will them to do that because it's Brunson, dude. Like Brunson gets everything for him. He gets all the calls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Indiana doesn't get shit.
And I'm not going to take anything away. I'm not trying to take anything away from Brunson. He's been balling his ass off. I mean, he is tough shots he's hitting is just, it's crazy. The consistency on those tough shots is out of this world. I saw a question the other day. Who's been more impressive, Ant-Man or Brunson in this postseason?
Brunson, because he's carrying the whole Knicks team pretty much. I mean, their players have been playing well, but he has been willing them. And Edwards hasn't had to do much. They've been blowing them out.
Yeah.
I mean, not in game 1, but like.
Yeah, but that game was pretty much over.
Yeah.
Game 1, there was some late buckets that kind of made the score closer than what it actually was. But Minnesota has a much better supporting cast. Mm-hmm. Obviously, especially since Randall's not there for New York. Now Anunoby's gone, at least for a game. Brunson is, on one leg now because of his foot injury that he had. The Pacers are just bad. They're just a bad team. They're just not good. And it's showing.
Yeah.
They're just
Halliburton, he did something that I was hoping he wouldn't do, which is he overcorrected. So he had like, I don't know how many, 6 points in game 1, I think.
6.
And then he overcorrected and took too many shots, and then he scored 38, but the rest of the team suffered. Like I think Miles Turner had like less than double digits. He always gets the double digits. I mean, it's just I don't know. They're a young team, kind of. Just need a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It's not their time yet.
I personally think that what Ant-Man has done has been way more impressive. He has gone. You remember in the first? I don't know if y'all remember this, but in the first round against Phoenix, he walked up to Kevin Durant and said, "I'm going to beat you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it." He said that right to KD's face. It just and swept him. And swept him. Yep. He has said the same thing.
He's arrived.
He said the same thing to Jamal Murray. And now they're up 2-0.
Yeah, I feel like Jamal Murray's next move is he's just going to start crying.
Oh, dude, don't get me.
It's embarrassing.
I didn't put that for us to talk about, but dude, the NBA dropped the ball with him.
Yeah, they needed to suspend him because someone could have got hurt. No one did, but like someone could definitely got hurt.
But here's the thing: that stuff ended like the heating pad ended up on the court. He was throwing the towel and the heating pad at the official. At the official.
I mean,
that's how bad his shooting night was. He didn't even hit him twice. But he acted like a child and threw 2 items at an official.
Yep.
In what other sport would this? Do you think Roger Goodell would have he would have laid down the law, right? On a player that did something against an official.
Yeah, not once but twice. Patrick Beverley throws a basketball at someone's head and then throws it again, and he gets suspended like 4 games. Jamal Murray throws a towel and then throws a heating pad at a ref, and all he does is get fined.
$100,000. Yeah. Yeah. It's
a small little $100,000 fine.
Yeah. Well, it's small when you're making $35 million a year.
Yeah, it's not that much.
I mean,
I know. I'm saying he's doing a slap on the wrist because the players are powerful in this league.
And
this is probably the most powerful union of all the sports.
It's the only thing I miss about David Stern. David Stern would have ended Jamal Murray. It's just he would have shut him down for the rest of the playoffs. He'd have been done. Done. And I don't know. You all remember I forgot what the name of it was, but the fight between the Pacers and the Pistons in Auburn, in Detroit. Remember, Ron Artest went up into the stands.
Yeah.
Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, I remember that.
David Stern came out. Do you all remember what he said when he laid down the law about what it was going to happen to the players involved?
No.
He came out, he laid out the suspensions, and a reporter asked him what the voting was on the suspensions. David Stern came out and said it was 1-0. It was me. I decided. That's what Adam Silver needs to do in situations like this. He drops the hammer. They drop the hammer on Draymond, but anybody else, they just it's almost like nothing. I don't know. That whole situation.
They'll probably say it's a first-time offense. Blah 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 blah. They'll make excuses about it. But
Mark Davis is one of the best officials in the league. As far as bad officiating, he's actually one of the good ones. And the fact that what's his name? The fucking coach of the Nuggets got right up in his face.
Michael Malone.
Just basically spitting on him.
Oh yeah,
and
he didn't do a technical.
Did nothing.
I thought he was gonna throw him out.
He should have.
Yeah,
he should have been. I just those 2 points. It's hard for me to believe that the league is not. They don't want anything. They don't want any excuses for the Nuggets. They don't. They want to keep the Nuggets around as long as possible, and obviously not suspending Murray gives them the best chance. So. Didn't mean to get into all that, but here it is.
Conspiracies.
All right, and right now the game 2 of the Mavericks Thunder series is underway. OKC won the first game by 22, and currently almost the end of the first, Dallas is up 7. So that's where that series lands or is at right now. Anything else on the current playoff series?
No. Thunder and Mavericks it was kind of boring. Luka's getting hurt and I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good series though.
SGA had a hell of a game. First game. We have 29, 9, and 8, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. NBA news. Chad, one of your top assistants is now a head coach. Charles Lee.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get why isn't there a stay period where you don't recruit coaches while they're still in the playoffs? This happens in the NFL too, but they don't officially say it. But there's a rule against doing that. But in the NBA, you can just fucking take them. Just take them wherever you want. Open season.
Well, he has agreed to keep his mind fully engulfed in the playoffs right now. He's
bullshit.
So
stupid.
But Charles Lee agreed to a 4-year deal as the Hornets head coach. Good luck. That franchise is a disaster.
Yes.
Today it came out that the Suns fired Frank Vogel after his one and only season in Phoenix after being swept in the first round.
Dude, what is their owner doing?
I don't know. That's their third coach in 3 years. I don't know.
They don't have any draft picks for the next 10 years. They don't have a head coach. They keep firing them. They have
their cap
aging
is fucked.
Stars. Their cap is fucked. They have
Yep.
aging stars that are never going to combine to win a ring.
Nope.
They don't have a point guard. Dude, I
don't.
I
know. They they let CP3 go.
Yeah.
Just that was your point guard. Oh well. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm curious on what KD wants to do now.
I think he wants to get out. He's got.
But I tell you, so the Lakers fired Darvin Ham, and one of the names that was mentioned was Mike Budenholzer as a replacement for Ham. He apparently is the front runner for Phoenix now.
Oh.
And Phoenix is going hard to get him. So, and according to Woj, it's basically a done deal. It's just getting the details. So that was a quick, fast turnaround for them. So I don't know. I mean, can you fix it? I mean, it's KD and Booker and Bradley Beal who's just can't stay healthy. We just mentioned this earlier, but the NBA did suspend Patrick Beverley for 4 games because he got into it with a group of fans behind their bench. He took a basketball and threw it at a fan, inadvertently hit a woman in the face when he was actually trying to throw it at a guy. The guy caught the ball and threw it back at him, and then Beverley threw it at that guy again, even harder. What a disaster this guy is. It's just awful antics by him. I hate that guy. I really do.
Talk about role model.
Oh my god. Dude, just awful. I mean, just a terrible person. Him and Draymond, man. They just need to be kicked out of the league. I'm tired of seeing both of them. Rudy Gobert won his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award this couple days ago. And I don't know, man. I don't agree. Not this year. I don't agree. Statistically, he had the best defensive rating, but I don't know. There's other players that had better, actual stats as opposed to analytical stats. But they do take record into effect. So, that is why, other players didn't win. I think it's a travesty that AD finished 4th in voting.
Really?
For a defensive player, 4th. Yeah. Average more blocks than Gobert, more steals, but, it's record, I guess. Nikola Jokic won his 3rd MVP in the last 4 seasons. Again, I don't agree with this one this year. I think SGA deserved it. I think Doncic deserved it more than he did. I had Jokic 3rd in mine. I had SGA winning it, and I don't know. Record. Why? SGA was the best player on his team, and they got the number 1 seed. So I don't understand how that doesn't play into a factor. But do you all recall your idea of the biggest snubs in MVP history? Do you recall any? I got a few on a list, but I'll give them to you in a second.
In the NBA specifically?
Yes, yeah. NBA.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever paid attention to the MVP.
It's a regular season award. Don't really care.
Yeah, it meant more back in the day than it does now. But did you know that the logo, Jerry West, has 0? Didn't know that. You're going to make the logo after a guy that's never won MVP? Apparently he was snubbed a couple times back then. AI, Allen Iverson was picked over Shaq in 2000, 2001. An absolute disgrace. D Rose over LeBron in 2010. Jokic has 3 and 4 years. How does LeBron not have 10? I don't understand it. Like the 8 years in a row that he went to the finals, I don't understand it.
No, back when I did pay more attention to the NBA, it seemed like there was clear-cut favorites, but they didn't want to just keep on giving it to the same guy over and over again, so they would just like spread it around. Like, okay, so this award really doesn't matter. It's like a career achievement award during the regular season. Nobody gives a damn. It's what you do in the playoffs that matters, and build your legacy. That's why everybody compares LeBron and MJ. They don't really talk about MVPs in that debate. They're talking about championships and rings and playoff success.
Overall accolades, yeah. I mean,
but I mean, at the end of the day, that kind of doesn't make that big of it. That doesn't tip the scale as much as the championship does. And I'm saying in those debates.
Dude, Chet Holmgren's an alien, just like Wemby.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
But you said that they don't want to give it to the same guy. That's what they're doing now. They're just giving it to the same guy.
I'm saying now that's what they're doing. Either way, it's just saying you can't take it for. I mean, you can't put too much weight behind it. I feel like it's an opinion-based thing, just like the MLB Hall of Fame. There's guys who should be in there. There's just the award can only go to one person, and based on whatever criteria they're using, that person is it. And good to have debate about it.
So there was two more that I wanted to bring up. One of them I had never heard of, and the stats on it is just crazy. But the biggest one I remember was Steve Nash winning over Kobe in 05, 06. And then the following year, Steve Nash winning again over Shaq. It's just
I felt those are justified. Steve Nash was the best.
No, not those seasons. Not those seasons.
Widely accepted.
No.
That's why they gave him the award, because he was so good.
So apparently, you ready for the biggest snub of all time? This was back in the 60s. Bill Russell won MVP over Wilt Chamberlain. You ready for their stats? Bill Russell averaged 19 points a game with 24 rebounds. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points and 26 rebounds. And Bill Russell won MVP. I don't know how that's possible. How is that possible? I don't know. He averaged 50.
He was playing against plumbers, remember?
I'm gonna say Wilt Chamberlain's competition just didn't cut it.
I think they put the records in on this, and the Celtics won 11 more games that year than Philly did. So I'm assuming that probably was the biggest factor. But still, just statistically, I mean, 50 and 26. It's unheard. We're never going to see stats like that again.
No.
Ever.
Not averages.
And it sucks. No, definitely not averages. I still don't know if the 100-point game happened, but that's a discussion for another day. No video evidence. All right. Michael, do you have a chance to watch the Tom Brady roast yet?
I'm like halfway through it.
Okay.
I didn't get it completed. It was a lot more
about
than
halfway.
I expected.
Oh, okay. Thoughts so far? So far for you
No,
two?
there's definitely been some funny moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill Tony was pretty fucking hilarious. Or Tony Hinchfield, or I forget what his last name is. He was pretty fucking funny. He ruffled some feathers.
Yes, he did.
Oh my god!
I had never heard of that guy before.
Yeah, he has this show called Kill Tony.
Yeah, and I never heard of him before, and I think that's what made it greater for me, because I didn't know who he was. So I'm like, damn, this guy. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser was great.
She was really good.
And y'all haven't gotten to my favorite of the night, so I'll wait for that. But yesterday on First Take, Mad Dog, he gives what he's mad about during the week, and his third thing that he was mad about was this roast, and he said it sucked. It wasn't funny at all. What are you watching?
Has he never watched a roast before? Maybe he doesn't understand what a roast is.
I don't know. He said Kevin Hart wasn't funny. He said Jeff Ross coming out and O.J. Simpson's number wasn't funny. Dude, that was great. What do you mean? He came up from hell to come do the roast,
Like everyone in there was just like shocked when he started talking and saying the things he was saying. It was hilarious because they had no idea. Most of these people don't know who Jeff Ross is, and
right,
and haven't watched other roasts.
Yeah,
obviously, because they would like you would be expecting this.
Yeah,
I like the fact that Drew Bledsoe was absolutely hammered on his own wine.
Yeah.
He had like wine mouth while he was doing it. He's even even hiding. He's like, "This is my wine for my winery."
He wasn't too bad. He was pretty good.
No. Well, I'm not going to ruin it. I'm going to wait because there was one guy that came out and did something, and he seemed more I don't know, like by the book political. I didn't like this specific guy, but y'all haven't gotten that far, so I'll let y'all have your own opinion on it. But yeah, the rest of it is great. Michael, as soon as you receive your personalized message from Tom Brady, you got to let us know your thoughts. All right, because it's coming.
Oh,
all right.
He's gonna go play for the Raiders at the end of the season to knock the Chargers out of the playoffs.
I think Michael would have heard of that by now.
I mean, we
don't
have
think that would be
already.
secret. That's true. Yeah.
Why not add Brady?
Worse than that.
All right, on to baseball. Currently, right now, the top rankings are the Dodgers, Phillies, Orioles, and Braves.
But Dodgers are definitely the obvious number one right now. It's hard to say there's a team better than them.
What?
Yes, they were.
I would disagree with you.
I mean,
they were 12.
Disagree with you, actually.
Real quick, my only stance on it: they were 12-11 at one point, and now they're 26-13. So they've gone 14-2 over the last 16. You know.
So I agree that the Dodgers are good, but their starting pitching is not better than the Phillies.
No, but their hitting has been fantastic.
It's not. That's not what the playoffs are about. It's about.
No,
pitching.
I know.
Their two best players are the two best players in baseball.
Yeah, we expected them to be good.
1 and 2.
But
I know.
no one expected the Phillies to like come out of the gate with all, like they have 5 starting pitchers, and they are all pitching very, very well, and I just don't see like. If they keep up the batting the way they have been doing as well, I mean, it's a toss up between Dodgers and Phillies, but I give it to the Phillies because their starting pitching is way better than every other team.
Yeah, no, the Dodgers pitching definitely could get them caught up, but it's a long season. You never know.
Yeah.
You gotta see.
You have ups and downs. Right now, Dodgers are on ups. They'll face the Padres and get swept by the Padres. And they'll be brought back down to earth.
They've won 7 in a row. Last loss was that middle game against the Braves a couple weeks ago. But they have won me a lot of money on these on this DraftKings early win, go up by 2 runs stuff.
Me too. I've won.
They have
11. The last 11 games, actually 10 of the last 11 games the Phillies have played, I've won the money line, the up too early, because it's usually by the first or second inning, and the Phillies are up by 2, and I'm already win.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
My streak got kept alive because the other day the Dodgers were losing 1-0 after a home run in the top of the first. And then they start hitting in the bottom of the first, and they hit a grand slam. just immediately, it's just over in the first inning. I get my money. You know, it's great. So, Michael, you looking forward to the matchup with the Dodgers this weekend?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they got their first win versus the Dodgers in LA the last series. It's pretty impressive, and it looked like Padres are heading in the right direction and Dodgers were not, but since then it's been a little bit different paths for both teams. It's one of the best rivalries in baseball right now, whether Dodgers fans want to admit it or not. It is a rivalry now. Classic rivalry would be Dodgers Giants, but anybody who's paid attention to baseball lately would know that the Padres and the Dodgers, it definitely can get a little chippy, and
I wouldn't say the best rivalry. Like not even I wouldn't even say like close.
I mean, it's one of the better ones going on right now.
It's a rivalry.
It's more of a rivalry than it used to be. I mean, Padres would definitely be.
Well, yeah, the Padres have to be good for it to be a rivalry.
Exactly, and they're finally okay.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
They're 500 right now. Honestly, with what we thought we had going into the season, I'm pretty happy where they're at. I mean, the Dylan Cease signing or trade right before the season started from the Chicago White Sox. That guy been a stud. And then they just traded for Luis Arraez, who people say is the best pure hitter since Tony Gwynn. So, and he had a record for most hits in a Padres debut when he started. 4 hits. So things are looking up. We'll see. It could all come crashing down and get swept by the Dodgers this weekend. So you can't really, you can't get too high. You can't ride the roller coaster of a baseball season. Otherwise, you'll have heart issues.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Michael, you have some hockey news for us.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about this because I wasn't here, but they did the NHL draft pick lottery, and thanks to the Sharks' god-awful performance this year, they had the best odds of getting the first pick. And what do you know? It worked out. So even though they try to put the appearance that it's you can't tank with the lottery, we still tanked to the lottery somehow. So
yeah, we got the second pick.
Good job to the Sharks for making the painful season worth it, I guess.
Now you get to get a Celebrini jersey.
Yeah, Celebrini. Come on down to San Jose.
It's not really the coach you want, but it's something.
And they get the 14th pick, so that's cool. Yeah, that's all the NHL talk we need for this episode. I'm happy.
Before we get to the last thing here, the Mavericks are beating the Thunder 50-39 right now. PJ Washington has 5 made threes in the first half already.
Wow.
That is a sign of disaster for the Thunder if the Mavericks can get a third scorer like that. And Luka has 18. So, piling on the points. All right. There wasn't much to talk about on this day in sports history, but I found one little nugget in there just for you, Michael. And I'll let you take it away.
Oh yeah, Randy Jones. He's a very famous Padres pitcher. 1997, they retire number 35 worn by Randy Jones. There's a good chance I was probably at that game if it was in 97 because I definitely lived in San Diego and that was peak of all the games I used to go to. My dad would always just get free or cheap tickets from the Navy. And he would never pay more than like $5 a ticket. And we would go to so many random weeknight Padres games. It was always definitely a good time. In the stadium that no longer exists. But yeah, that's cool. Randy Jones. That guy pitched before I ever was alive, but I heard about him. He was a famous pitcher for the Padres.
All right. Anything else from you guys?
No, sir.
No. All right. Celtics, Game 3 in Cleveland, Saturday night. ABC, 8:30. Hopefully they don't live and die by the 3 again. Hopefully they live this time and not die. And Minnesota should be up 3-0 by then as well. So we will talk to you guys then, and have a good rest of your week. This is the Two Guys, Two Seamen Podcast, episode 69.